Alright, so I am going to be trying to remember and explain to you the like entire movie of Camp Rock. It's just Camp Rock 1, not Camp Rock 2, even though I love Camp Rock 2. And would even say Camp Rock 2 is better. But, so, okay. It's 2008. And the Disney Channel movie Camp Rock just dropped on cable TV. Or, yeah, right. And we're like, they've been hyping it up, but we're like, what is this? Who is this? Like, what's going on here? Did Sony with a Chance come out before or after this? Okay, so it came out after Camp Rock. But Demi was in a lot of things. Demi was very much in Disney before Camp Rock, and she was just the chosen princess. It opens up, and how I envision it in my head. Mitchie's singing in her room. She's rocking. Camp Rock! And they're showcasing her talents, okay? Because Demi can sing, so they gotta show that off, right? For some reason, I'm remembering like a little like mom poppin', like, hey, mija. I don't know why she's like Spanish. Is she Hispanic? Let me Google real fast. Maria Canales Barrera. I can't roll my R's. Don't ask me to roll my R's. I can't do it. But in this show, she's Connie Torres. She's American. Give me more on her. She was born in Miami. She's Cuban. Anyways, I'm imagining her pop in and she's like, mija, it's time to get ready for school. You know, you got school, it's about, you know, or is it, it's into school because it's about to be summer camp, you know? So she goes to school and with her friend, and her friend who's like mentioned for like literally a minute, like she's there for like a minute or two, like who's like her best friend, doesn't go to camp with her for some reason, but her friend, she's at the locker. I'm remembering like a locker here and her like talking like by like, you know, like, and she opens it up at some point and it's like behind her, you know what I'm saying? Like the classic high school stunts. It's like talking about Camp Rock and like, oh, I just wish I could go, right? Because she couldn't go. Family can't afford it. That is the important thing in this story, that Mitchie is poor.
Broke people should never laugh.
Mitchie's a poor girl. Poor in morals at some point and just is broke. So she is like, so sad I can't go, blah blah blah. Well, then she gets home and her family is doing a last day of school barbecue thing. I just remember them doing barbecue for some reason, and it's her mom cooking because her mom's a chef, and she's like, oh my gosh, you're gonna get to go to Camp Rock, surprise. And she's like, oh, no way, because her mom got a job at Camp Rock, so Demi gets to go for free. Exciting stuff. She's getting to go to Camp Rock. We get to Camp Rock. She like gets off the bus. I remember there's like the people eating on the bus. You know what I'm saying?
This is unrelated, but I found this clip of this guy just absolutely like killing it, I feel like, while I was trying to find these drum things, and I just had to point it out to you guys because like, just look at that.
She's like, this place is so cool. Oh my gosh. And what do they do when they first get there? Like they go to the cabins and stuff, right? She cabins with them. I'm pretty certain. What are their names? Cause okay, so Tess is like the all-time. We'll introduce her in a second.
I never got the time to explain this diva actually. So Tess is basically like the mean girl in this movie. She is the foil to Mitchie. She is very, very important. Okay, she's what keeps a lot of this plot going.
But Peggy and Ella. Peggy's a wild name. Peggy Warburg? Why did they do that to her? Jasmine Richards, you deserve better because you were great. You were great. But anyways, so Peggy and Ella, right? She's ribbing with them, and then Tess gets like her own cabin thing, I'm pretty certain. Because she's like rich. That's like the whole thing. In Camp Rock, you can't be poor.
Broke people.
That's like a whole thing, okay? She sets up her cabin and she's like, okay, yeah, these girls are here, blah, blah, blah. Then she goes to her first class. I want to say, no. Does the lunch stuff come before or after? Oh my god, I'm forgetting. I'm allowed to look at the music. That is the one rule I'm giving myself. I'm allowed to look at the music stuff for it. We rock. Whatever. I'm mad.
Okay, so I'm mad because at this point I've looked forever for like just an official soundtrack of Camp Rock, like the songs in order and how they appear in the movie. And apparently that is nowhere on the internet. So I basically am a little peeved because I'm trying to use that to my advantage to remember the Camp Rock movies, and it's nowhere to be found.
It's gotta be. The next song is Play My Music. So actually, guys, I take the lunch stuff back. Whenever they get to camp, they show up. Jonas Brothers get there. He's like on the news for some reason. There's like TV and they have like, what is his name? Shane, right? Shane, I want to call him Shane Day, but I don't think that's right. Shane Jonas. No. And he's like, bad boy. And he's like, international bad boy. Oh, he's so mysterious, and the rest of them are so like golden retrievers, but Shane's so different. And this definitely worked on me. This 110% worked on me as a small girl. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna marry him one day. So we get there and they're doing Play My Music. I just wanna play my music all night long. They're doing that, right? And the crowd goes wild. Ah! And then I think he gets like stormed by a bunch of girls because they're like, he's so cute. And honestly, I'm one of them. I'm there. I'm right there with them. Vibes, energy, spiritually, however you want to put it. I'm there. And he like is hiding in these bushes. Demi was in the kitchen helping her mom, and then she has a second to like in this room with this piano to herself, and so she's like, oh, I guess I'll tickle the ivories.
Broke people should never.
And she plays her This Is Me. This is real, this is me. And I quote that all the time. I quote that to this day, and it's been years. Since 2008, baby, I've been quoting that. But she's having her like, this is real, this is me. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be now. And then Shane is like hearing this, and he's like, who is that voice? And then that sets up this thing for the whole camp, right? His like kind of side mission is that he wants to find the girl with the voice. She's different from other girls. She is so, you know, unfortunately that is kind of how it's setting it up a little bit, but it's fine. Like we get it. She's the main character. And then I want to say Start the Party is the third song, because they're having a little after hours thing in the cafeteria. I remember this plain as day. So we got Start the Party, and it's like them, I think she's talking to Caitlin, another main character in this that I have yet to mention. Caitlin comes in, and she's like kind of like a friend to Demi in the beginning too. They like kind of like bond over something, and I'm pretty sure they talk during Start the Party. Start the party. Come on, everyone, let's start the party. Now, I'm pretty sure that's how that goes. The dancing in it's great. The just so much of it's great. And that one girl, I just remember being like, she's so pretty. The one girl who sings in it too with the boys. They're like the dance boys that also drone. The guy that was drumming earlier, that's him. He plays a pretty important role in this too, okay? He's there, you know? And that's all we need from him. So Start the Party happens. I'm pretty sure Tess says something rude in passing to Caitlin and Mitchie as they are leaving. Let me make sure that's her name. So Caitlin. Yes. So Shane Gray! Anyways, so there's a song on here called Who's Got What It Takes? I don't remember it. Is this Start the Party? This girl. So, Start the Party, I'm pretty sure happens, and then it's Who's Got What It Takes? And this was like counteractive to Start the Party. And this girl, yeah, this is what I was just talking about. I said the girl that was so pretty singing. Killed it. Dancing in it's great too. Love it. It's so 2008 and I love it. Takes to be my girl, what it takes to make me glow. Like, iconic. They just get out all Tess says the mean things to Caitlyn and Mitchie in passing of whatever. Actually, is this the part? I'm pretty sure this is the part after this. I want to say this is the part when Mitchie lies. Dun dun dun. This is whenever Mitchie's morals, because she wants to be popular. This is where she betrays her morals. She's like, yeah, my mom works in China, like in music or whatever. Like she runs like the iTunes charts. But like, don't worry, like she's got money. I guess that's what she's trying to like flex. So this becomes a big lie. But if you remember correctly from the beginning, her mom is working there as the chef. So this comes into play. Don't worry. Which Tess, you know, is like, you got money, you got power. Okay, let's like bring it in. Let's do that. So then we get, I'm pretty sure we get a couple of like scenes of talking and stuff. I want to say this is also whenever Shane is like going around trying to find the girl with the voice. He's like having like auditions. He's like, I'm just trying to find the girl, you know? And there's like a point where, because they're friends. Wait. Audition stuff comes later. But anyways, so we'll get back on track. Mitchie becomes friends with like the girls. They're like, okay, she's a part of our crew now. And also I'm pretty sure there's a part in a class where Demi sings her original song, Who Will I Be, to the like uncle of the Jonas Brothers, the Connect crew or whatever. And he's like, is that like an original song? Like, he has like a weird accent, I don't know. And she's like, yeah. And he's like, it's good, I like it. That also gives Tess like the, I need to get her into my crew so that I can diminish her light a little bit. You know, like she's too much of a star. Listen, Tess is a problematic character, but she grows. Okay, give her time. Then she sings backup for Tess and Peggy and Ella on the song Too Cool. And I fear that it eats. People can say all they want about Sharpay Evans or Tess Tyler, I think her name is. But when they have a song to sing, they're gonna sing it. And they're gonna do it well. So like, if that's what I get for them being revengeful or being mean or villains, I don't care. I mean, I will, for the sake of music, I think it had to be done. So we get Too Cool. It's kind of iconic. The performance, the dance, the bonfire jam, it's all giving theatrics. It's good. Like, I like it. But of course, like Demi,
Broke people should
Mitchie has just so much more talent, so it's kind of like you feel bad that she's just on the side singing. And then I'm pretty sure after Too Cool, we get them all dressing up, hanging out. Mitchie's like a part of the crew. Like, Mitchie's forgot about Caitlyn. Caitlyn's out of the picture. And she's dressing up in these sweats and stuff like that. And then we get the part where they're all jamming at that one area, just kind of doing whatever. And then it's like a little talent show, I think. And Caitlyn is doing her little, and Demi's like, wow, she's really good. And Tess gets jealous. She's a jealousy issue. Yeah, she has attention issues. Like, she needs all the attention on her. So she screams because there's like a cord on the ground and she thinks it's a snake. And she goes, like, she's like, ah, snake, blah, 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 whatever. And then her friend just goes, it's just a cord. And she's like, oh, silly me. But of course, like, all the attention was off of Caitlyn and now is on her. And I think there's a moment where Caitlyn kind of goes off on either Tess or Mitchie because she's mad. Like, something about Caitlyn is that she's gonna speak her truth. Is she gonna say what's on her mind? She's not really good at holding back her tongue. And you know what? Queen. So Caitlyn kind of snaps at her a little bit. And then that's where we get the iconic. I still do this to this day. Everyone remembers it. The iconic whatever.
Okay, what is that? She said, whatever made you
Gag.
loser.
I was gagged. I was gagged as a kid. I was like, no fucking way she just did that. So I should mention also that Mitchie and Shane are having a little side romance. They're, for some reason, have had like little ins and outs of them like hanging out, and I think they did like some songwriting, or she like listens to his songs and she's like, these are good, these are really good. And I just know that there is this point where they're on a boat and he's like canoeing it or whatever. They're in a canoe, I mean. And he sings the iconic song, Gotta Find You, which is about this girl with the voice. Because he's like, I need to find this girl. I need to figure her out. Like, can't get out of my head. So we get Gotta Find You. Who will I be? Jellag is out! Oh my god. I just got way too excited about that. Jellag! New season's out! Weirdly, like, this makes me emotional.
Every time I think I'm closer to the heart.
Like, I'm gonna cry. It's just like connects me to my childhood. I just remember being so like into this. You know, like Taylor Swift, like it was rare I was there, like that kind of like sentiment. That's how I feel with watching Camp Rock and High School Musical again. I'm like, it was rare I was there. I was there when it. Sorry, I got really emotional, really into that. He sings his iconic song Gotta Find You to her, and it's very like, you know, it's about the girl with the voice, and it's so silly and ironic because he's singing it to the girl with the voice, but he doesn't know that she's the girl with the voice, and she doesn't know that she's the girl with the voice, because in her, like what she'll say later on, she doesn't think that he's ever heard her sing. Gasp. We know that's not true. We know that's a lie. Or not a lie, but we know that that's not the truth. So I'm not sure when it happens for sure. I just know that it happens in there. But there's a part where Caitlyn and Tess kind of get at it with each other in the cafeteria, and food gets splattered. Food gets thrown. It's kind of like a thing. And essentially Tess doesn't get in trouble for it. It's Caitlyn that gets in trouble for it because Caitlyn threw the first food technically, but for some reason this is controversial because I remember it being like, but Tess started it, but Caitlyn did it first, kind of thing. And so his punishment to her is that she has to work in the kitchen.
Now, you're on kitchen duty.
What?
Who's working in the kitchen? Mitchie's mom. Who helps Mitchie's mom in the kitchen? Mitchie. As this punishment is happening, goes, oh, no, you can't do that. But it's because she doesn't want to get caught. She doesn't want people to know that she doesn't have a rich and famous mom in China. So, disclaimer, I'm not a Donald Trump fan. Disclaimer. Which ends up Caitlyn helping in the kitchen. And there's also like this whole scene where she tries to like hide her face in flour from Shane in the kitchen. I don't know why that was so important to me, but it did. I just have a picture of her flour all over her face. She got that big chef hat on. And Caitlyn eventually finds out. And she's like, ah. you're the help.
Broke people should never laugh.
They do that, and then eventually they have bickering about it, but then eventually, like, Demi convinces Caitlyn not to tell everybody, and Caitlyn goes like, okay, fine, and then they become better friends in it. They don't at first, but it slowly, gradually becomes a process. And then then Mitchie does something that pisses off Tess. Tess figures out that Mitchie's the girl with the voice, and I remember that she steals her songwriting book, which literally, like, her songwriting book looks like construction paper and then paper flipped in half and then like stapled. I don't know why I remember that, but that's just what it looks like. And she finds a song that she's certain Shane heard, and she sings it, and I remember Shane being like what? But anyways, for some reason gets mad at Mitchie for something and puts her bracelet in Mitchie's room and accuses Mitchie of stealing it. Mitchie is like accused of it, and Mitchie's like, I didn't do that. Duh, I didn't do that. Cause it came out, cause Tess found out is working in the kitchen. Her mom's not rich and famous, and she tells everybody this, and then that causes like a huge thing, and then everyone's like, Shane's like mad at Mitchie because she's like,
Yes, but I.
You know, I'm so used to people pretending around me.
you lied. And like, what else have you lied about? Mitchie is like having to deal with that, but that makes Caitlyn and Mitchie friends, like closer friends. I'm pretty certain they get like pretty tight knit because all that happens and she has no one. The whole like stealing thing happens, and whenever that happens, you know what's so important right now? The uncle goes, the guy who runs the camp is like, you are no longer allowed to perform. How? I gotta look up the exact settings. I remember it was very particular. Google's gonna be like, Google's about to be like, you are being way too specific. Gotcha. So he bans them from the rest of camp activities since it's like towards the end of camp. Anyways, and he's like, you are banned until the end of final jam. That's important. Remember that, okay? Keep that in there. So they're banned. It's like a big deal.
Now wait a minute.
Mom, don't.
Because like they want to perform at final jam, obviously. Demi obviously wanted to perform her song and stuff. So they're sad, blah blah blah. But it's basically end of camp. So it's final jam time! Bow, 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 bow. Now, at final jam, we get this bop called Hasta la Vista. Hasta la vista. No, you wanna say goodbye. It was so fun. And Tess also, wait, this is important to mention. Tess's other friends are kind of like, you're really mean. And ends up losing her other two friends, Peggy and Ella. And so Peggy and Ella decide to do their own thing for Final Jam. And so Tess is all alone during Final Jam. So Ella decides to perform with them for Hasta la Vista. Yeah! And so Ella's there, she's like, And then, so we get iconic 2 stars. So like, and she's like got mirrors all around her. And it's like a bunch of other dancers and stuff like that. And she's kind of like, you know, performing, giving her performance. But then, her mom gets a call in it. And her mom, already too busy to pay attention to her, doesn't pay attention to her daughter. And so since she gets called, she leaves the room. Tess notices this while she's performing and stumbles. Essentially gets upset. Her mom notices and is like, what's going on? As she's leaving the room. And she still leaves, and then Tess kind of like has like a breakdown moment, and then it stops. And essentially Tess kind of has like her tower moment kind of thing. So yeah, that happens. Peggy gets her song, Here I Am, I'm pretty sure is what it's called. That one's iconic, and everyone loves it. She gets a pretty good round of applause from it. Then, over the microphone, Brown, the uncle, says, all right, guys, that is the end of Final Jam. So what does Mitchie do, of course? What does Mitchie do with Caitlin by her side. She goes up to him and she goes,
It's the
so
end
it's
of
the end
Final Jam.
And he was like,
I was so hoping you'd catch on. Now get out there, steal their hearts, and rocket pop it.
8-year-old and 7-year-old me was gagged. He's supporting them. He supports them. Oh my god, yes. And then we get the iconic performance. Give me tally how many times I've said iconic. Probably too much. This is me from Camp Rock. I'm gonna get so emotional. So she's going on to perform and she's like, do you know what it's like to live so in the dark? To dream about a life where you're the shining star. I could probably I could sing every word to it, but I will refrain. But she's doing that, and she's singing it, and then the judges for this talent show, the Final Jam, is, you wouldn't believe it, the Jonas Brothers! Shane and Kevin, I think, he like looks at like them and he's like, that's the voice. And then they go, that must be the girl. And then he's like, and he's listening to her, right? But they decide somehow in the middle of her bridge or something like that, he jumps in with the song from earlier, Gotta Find You. And he's like, you're the missing piece I need. And they kind of like have this moment where they're like coming together on the little walkway and they're coming, oh my God. It's fantastic. Sparks were flying. I was like so into it as a kid. So that happens, and then they announced the winner of the Final Jam, which was, I only have it on the track. I can't do it. Peggy! Oh my god, the girl who sang Here I Am, who I didn't even play her song, but she won, which is fantastic. She deserved it. Tess has a little like a little moment of like, you know, like she's character development. Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. And she's like, you deserve it. And I think she admits that Mitchie and Kaylin didn't steal her bracelet, I'm pretty certain. And then Shane and Mitchie like have their moment at the end. I think they kiss, I'm not sure. And it's cute and it's sweet. And she's like, yeah, we'll definitely be back next year. Which sets up Camp Rock 2. Anyways, that was Camp Rock 1 from my memory with just a little bit of help of the songs from here. Camp Rock essentially was just a very important time for me in my life. I feel like I learned so much about myself as a kid and what I enjoyed, just because the movie is so silly, goofy, and is very expressive. But I will leave it to that. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you'd like Camp Rock 2. If there's anything else you want to see, just let me know. I am starting to end this like I end my tables because I'm a server, so that's crazy. But anyways, all right, bye.